Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with my review of the Mystic Lion Staff from Power Rangers Mystic Force. This is the unique weapon they get when they have Mystic Legend mode, and it's based off the two Zords of Manticore Megazord, so the Lion and the Phoenix. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it. It's a pretty cool weapon design-wise, and I think for the most part, the toy represents that. I think it's a good size, actually. If you can tell by how much trouble I'm having fitting it in the review station, it's actually a really nice size here for like kids and even for like me holding it. Obviously, it's not the same size as in the show because it's much more of a almost like walking stick length, but still, it's a decent size compared to most other Power Rangers weapons, which makes sense because it was on the more expensive end of things. And yeah, and it's got quite a bit of heft to it. It all comes from the base here. It's for sure, it just feels like a nice quality toy because of the heft and the size of it, which is nice. And I think detail-wise, they got it pretty good, like the lion on there and the numbers and the phoenix up there. I think it looks pretty solid overall. That being said, I think it could have been cooler done, like the Japanese counterpart, I believe, has a much more golden look, which I said something similar in my, or will say something similar in my Dragon Staff's review, is this plastic sort of looks cheap, and if it had more of a golden look, it could look even cooler, and maybe make these look a little bit more translucent flame-like. So I think they got some good design cues in here. It's just the camera is all of a sudden going blurry, and I apologize. Yeah, I think it could have looked that much cooler, but it does what it needs to, but yeah. And I believe the Japanese version was also a little bit smaller, if I remember from really old comparisons I used to look at. I don't have it, obviously. So function-wise, let's go ahead and turn it on right back here. You get that activation noise. And spoiler alert, press this button back here, and it makes this noise in staff mode. And you can see those lights right there. And that's what it does. And if you couldn't already guess, these buttons do not work. Again, that's actually something I do want to track down one day, but I don't have the Japanese version, but I believe they did work similar to the way it does in the show. But in the show, you know, you push them and you pull down like an old timey like phone, which is a cool feature, which is not here, unfortunately, which is probably the biggest disappointment of it. To transform it into its sort of crossbow mode, just press this button here, and you get those noises. And you don't get any more noises if you keep pressing it. But yeah, you get that noise. Let's just do it again one more time. It'll make it every time you close it too. So yeah, you got that, and then you press this button. You get nothing right now, but if you press this button here, wait, where is it? There it is. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see better. Sorry. Press this button here. These will start lighting up. Makes a very like operatic sound, and then press the back button. Surprising! It shoots out these little discs. Where do these discs come from, you might ask? In here. There's those little firing disc gimmick, which I'm sure you've seen before. You had an old, like, Millennium Falcon thing that blasts stuff out like that. So hold this down, boom. And it actually gets pretty good distance. It's kind of hard to gauge from here. Oh! Also, a neat feature, which the reaching is happening. The reaching is real. Okay. Is it will also do it based on sensing like the sound movement or whatever, which, hold on, let me hold this down. Whoops. There you go. So it will do that, which is kind of cool, I guess. But that gimmick is kind of cool. It was fun for like the Millennium Falcon thing I talked about. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Also, I forgot to mention earlier on, but the mouth will open and close. But yeah, that's about it for its features, which this thing's kind of a mixed bag for me. I think look-wise it's pretty solid because it does what it needs to do, and it's a pretty good size, especially like for kids and whatnot. But I feel that the looks of it and the paint could be tightened up a bit to look even cooler. And I think that especially for kids, like the shooting disc gimmick could be a fun thing. And I think they could have added that in while keeping in the other things. I just think that this thing is missing some of what makes the weapon unique in the show, so you're not getting as much out of it. I think that it would have been really cool if we could have done a combination of keeping in the dialing gimmick and then also making ours have the disc shooting gimmick. So overall, an okay toy, but it kind of misses out on some of the features that could have made it unique. But anyway, until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangerambles.com, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.